G'day everyone. I wanted to have a discussion with you about an article I read yesterday actually about Costco closing down their print shops. And I had an interesting discussion today on Aaron's live show that we do, the Behind the Photo show. And if you haven't watched that, that video will be getting posted after this, or check it out on Aaron's show. We do on each channel weekly. The interesting thing is, I have noticed even in my business that I don't sell anywhere near the same amount of prints that I used to sell. I used to sell an awful lot of them, you know, sort of 8x12 that people would put into a picture frame. But that since has really started to slow down. But before I discuss that with you in more detail, let me just show you this article that came up. Because it's saying in here, this is on DP Review, and it's talking about how Costco are closing down a number of their stores across the US. And I had a discussion on Aaron's show today, and they were saying that, yes, their local store had closed down. You know, and it's really interesting to sort of see what's happening in the marketplace. And I'll put these links down below so you can have a read of them. But then the next interesting article that came about this was saying the lesson from Costco closing down. And the thing that they're saying in here is that, you know, what happens if something goes wrong with all the files saved digitally? And this is one of the issues, that you can never trust things being saved digital. Like I had a discussion on today's show talking about that. I had Flickr. I used to use that, for instance, and all of a sudden they changed their rules on Flickr, and then unless you now start to pay, they're going to delete the files that were on there over a certain number. And this is what's happening with anything that's digital. So if you do save to the cloud, there is always the potential that something could happen to it. If there was a natural disaster or something like that, you don't know what may happen. You may have multiple copies around, but nothing on digital can be sort of saved forever. It can degrade over time. Even DVDs only have a certain lifespan. The interesting thing is that with prints, if you get archival prints, they can last for generations. And that's one really good aspect about prints themselves. And they're very easy to just grab out of a drawer or something and have a look at them. I mean, I know you can have a fire, but if they're protected somewhere, that you know they're still going to be fine when you look at them. And the interesting thing is now, what format will be available to be used in the future? You know, will you be able to look at these images later on? We don't even know what will happen with computers and things like that in the future. You know, 50 years' time, will these images be able to be looked at? Certainly probably not as simple as just being able to grab them out of a drawer like you can with a print, or open up a folder or a book or an album and then look at it that way. I still do really adore looking at prints and holding them, you know, and they are beautiful to look at. Nothing can beat that aspect. But kids nowadays don't seem to have that same feeling about prints that I do. You know, they're more happy to just grab their iPhone and look at their iPhone, look at their iPad, look at it on a big TV screen or on their computer. They've changed totally the way that they look at things. And I think that's probably more than anything what's hurting these photo labs. Yes, there are the cheap labs that sort of survive at this stage, but the quality of those cheap labs is nowhere near what you can get from a professional photo lab where it's calibrated and things like that, you know, where you get this beautiful result back to you, the paper's really nice, and it matches what you're looking at. The cheap labs never really do. But people don't want to pay for that anymore. I resisted as long as I possibly could by always having my packages saying that you must buy prints, but it was starting to affect my business, so I had to change that now and also offer, well, to give digital files out as well. Otherwise, I just wasn't getting the work. And I'd love to know what you guys think about this in the comment box down below. Like I said, we did have a discussion about it on Aaron's show this morning, but I'd love to know your opinion from my channel, what you think about this. And have you seen a real downfall or less sales in your print sales than what you used to get? I certainly have. I don't know whether that's an Australian thing or whether it's a worldwide thing. I'd love to know your opinion about that. But it's very sad, and it's one thing I don't think we can change. I still try to offer in my packages, for instance, including prints, because I'm hoping that when they see those beautiful prints, that then they'll order more, and it does work sometimes, but I sell nowhere near the amount of prints that I used to sell. So I'd love to know your opinion, you know, and I'm going to call this one, Are Prints Dead? And I'd just love to know your opinion. That's all for today, guys. Catch you all soon in the next video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all soon for the next video. Bye for now.